Right. I also said you must come to equity, you must come with clean hands. The governor should also see and give us a neutral body that also checkmates various ministries. Because for the past 1 year now, budget was projected to these ministries. How this ministry fared on it. If we also see that, we will know that things are getting clearer. Because I also see that what he is also going to do again, I mean, it might also sound like a prophet of doom here, I might sound like that, but the truth is that with this, he's going to put on a hold on the local government election.
We are coming to that. Because it's like you are jumping the gun, and we are coming to that.
So that those of you that said, I don't want to conduct local government election, this is it. So that in case you are coming, use your sense. But the truth is that if it has been happening like this before, people would also see this as witch hunt. The bottom line and the most powerful message that this will get is that there's an article beginning that says, by the time you are trying to pluck use your sword to pluck, you should start also dragging others. So the local government chairman too will also tell you, and which we are privy to, that the money did not also come to them directly. That we don't truly have autonomy 100% when it comes to local government administration in Edo or neither in Nigeria. So if we want to also beat up them to do it, we've already tried to soil our hand on it. It's like me now telling you that my friend here, Thaddeus, he's not a good person. When I know that if I'm leaving, it gives me something. So I will try to paint it that is good. So the truth must be told that local government too is not 100% autonomy. We should not say because the truth must be told. If it was truly autonomous, the difference would have been made clear. So the governor should also now just say, after this, what next? We've found out this now. Is it the present HOS that is going to be held for this aberration, or the likes of some of us that were there before that will be called to report back to this? And where did the probe also start? Was it from 10 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago? So there are some detailed reports we need to carry out on this. We did not also just get the money that came. What we just see now is the deficit. This is what happened. What was the money that came from federal government to this local government, and how much truly got to them, and how much did they also use? We must get things right before shouting, because you might just see somebody telling you, this man dey owe money, this man dey owe money, you know what, pay me money. Have you gone to the man's house to see if that man has eaten? Have you gone to see if that man have any other source of livelihood to take care of his or herself? So those are some of the things we have to put in pen and paper so that some of us will support this. To me, for the very just now, this is just like something on top of the water. It's not a serious issue until we get the details of from when the probation started. That is one. Secondly, how much truly got to them from the main source, from the federal government source to that local government.
All right.
Then how much now also got to the finally to the local government? If we get all those things right, we should know who has. By that time, you might also see that the person holding us 1 billion was better off than the person that is even holding 50 million. You might see at the end, because maybe the money that got to him from federal government was not up to. Oh. So would you the questions and answers should be more expatiated before we continue with this debate.
Okay. This is what is written at Jumba the letterhead, so to speak. Reports of the Auditor General for local government for Edo State. Audit queries issued to local government councils in respect of 2020 accounts. We have 125 queries from the 18 local government areas, and of course, on about approximately 3.4 billion. If you now break it into various local governments, you get to see amounts. Some, or one of them got up to 1.1 billion. I mean, Theodos, when you saw that report card, so to speak, what went through your mind?
I want to first of all say that I want to applaud the governor for doing the needful, because any person that you give position of authority to, at the end of every tenure, audits should be done, because this money is nobody's money, but you are being given that privilege to preside over the affairs of your local government. I think it should become a yearly ritual or every tenure ritual, so that every person will know what is going on. Even if new persons are going there, you know what you are going to meet there, or the situation of things. I think it's a wonderful idea. It's laudable. We must applaud the governor, and we want to encourage such transparency in government, because government should be about transparency. And where most people who fought the outgoing chairman is that if you are given opportunity, there is nothing wrong if you call a town hall meeting every year to explain to your people. This will help clearing out allegations and all that. But the truth of the matter is that we've also consulted with some of them, which are our party men right now, and they have their own side of the story. Because as it is right now, we've only had one side of the story. It would be very unfair for anybody to take side at this moment. So we'll wait for them to answer the query. Let's hear their explanation before anybody can actually discuss on this issue, except you are just being biased. Me, I'm an interested party. I would really love to hear, because first, the highest debt that is being owned in the local government is my own local government, which is a slap on my local government. Because the truth of the matter is that when you hear issues like this, I was even happy. I said, thank God they've not done local government election, because I was interested. Just imagine you being sworn in and you meet this kind of debt on ground. People will say, or they will add you to the party. Maybe it's after a tenure. So we don't know who is at fault at the moment. So let's wait for details, because they said there was query. The local government, from what I've heard from local government chairman, they are saying it's civil servant.
Civil servant.
Civil servant, that the civil servant that they are querying, not the executive chairman. Why, if you call some civil servant, they will say it's chairman, we have power to sign. That is why this audit needs to be more direct. Let's see the persons that are answering this query. Let's see the details of the query, because we only saw figures. We didn't see any name attached to it. We don't know who are they going to call to, because audit report is just a report of whether expenses were retired properly. What happened is a question mark on some issues that need to be cleared out. It's not an allegation. It's not anything yet. It's just that, oh, we've gone through the papers. This and this is not balanced well. This and this is not balanced well. What happened there? What happened there? I guess that's why those queries are there. We want to see who those queries are directed to. We want to see what actually happened for us to get those figures, because some of the chairmen are saying it's the insertion of council, not just 2020. That the heading shows that the audit was done in 2020 of the insertion of council. But I'm not their advocate. I shouldn't be talking for them. But I just want us to leave the case open. Let's see the people that will go and answer query and all that. I guess that's where I will leave it first. But lastly, I want to quickly revisit this. What my brother said. He was saying if the governor wakes up today to sign the anti-grazing order, he will not applaud him. That almost but it's not true. A lot of persons here in the south, in the southern government have not also signed. We have more than 5 states that have not signed. But let's wait. It's not just government just going to sign. Somebody bill is going to be raised. Issues are going to be debated before he will append this. It's not a legislator. It's not until the legislative arm bring this bill to the governor. That's when the governor will sign.
Okay, so now you still talk about late reaction. He just reacted, but it was a late reaction, but he still reacted. So you see, if you choose to sign it into law, well, we're through with that particular discussion.
I was expecting that from you.
Yeah.
You have to see the same set too.
All right, now, okay, now we are through with that aspect. Let's focus on this one. I forwarded the report to you. Were like, what is really going on? Yes, you knew about some of that. This is a comprehensive data, comprehensive table. You got to see the total amount that was, you know, in question. 3.4 billion approximately, talking about 2020. And right now he's saying nobody's certain, nobody's clear on who will be called to account. The chairman, the ex-chairman are saying is a civil servant. So I say no, is the ex-chairman or the ex-boss. I mean, how do you think how this will pan out?
Yeah, in order not to misinform the public,
yes,
I want to say that what my brother said now about the governor, I don't hate him, I don't have personal issues with him. It is not the House of Assembly that will raise the bill. The governors were asked to send executive bills to the House for the House to consider and pass before he will sign it into law. So that he has not sent the bill at all is 100% failure. That's my position.
We are through with that discussion, please.
Because he said he's not in the executive arm.
No, he is to sign, but it must go to the legislature.
Gentlemen,
he is supposed to send it.
Yes.
He has failed on that.
Gentlemen, gentlemen,
that's why I don't agree with politicians.
Now, since we don't have, you know, a comprehensive, you know, proof of whether he has sent it or not,
let's put it on CNN. He has not sent anything.
Let's leave it at that.
Anyway,
let's leave it at that for now.
Anyway,
yes, let's leave it at that. Yes.
Talking about the audit report.
Yeah.
In the first instance, it's premature to discuss it. In any case, it's another way of making Edo State people busy, so we don't ask serious questions on issues of insecurity, issues of the open grazing bill that has failed in Edo State, and the likes. I was national auditor of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, and I raised similar audit queries to trade unions. The fact that audit queries are raised does not mean that people have embezzled or misappropriated. Like he said, it's asking questions about what has happened. In any case, to even have made this public, is premature. Like I said, it's a way of making Edo State people busy, talking about things that are still in their embryo stage, so as to move attention from the core issues of governance.
So you're saying it's a distraction?
It's a distraction.
But this has been up for quite a couple months now.
It's a distraction. What we should want to hear and see are those practitioners in local government who have embezzled or misappropriated funds. These humongous figures you have seen there can just be explained out and nobody will be indicted. In any case, from this governor, we have seen plenty of actions like this. He came on air himself to talk about the stormwater project. The amount that was voted and the amount that was spent, it was going to query. It was going to probe, it was going to court. Has anything been done about it? We spent time even on this studio discussing it, and it died down naturally. This audit query will not amount to anything until the queries are answered, until people are found wanting, until indictments are given. Just now is engaging those state people. Maybe the government just saw that there is failure, absolute failure on the part of open grazing. Okay, what would they be talking about now? Let's divert their attention. And they brought this. This is what in management called obtuse man. It's not mature. But in any case, there can be no smoke. There can be no smoke without fire. The local government administration in Nigeria has been skewed to be the appendage of the state governments. And that is why anytime we want to vent our anger on the local government while shielding ourselves. You recall that the Orion local government chairman, secretary, and councillors during the time of the SY governor were suspended because they had a foreign trip to Italy, if you remember. Just now, we may have another reason, like Oba said, not to conduct local government elections. But the truth of the matter is that this administration is just making us busy talking about audit queries. Audit queries don't amount to anything until queries are answered unsatisfactorily. But just now, I believe that the step is not in itself wrong. Like has been canvassed here. Let us see how we will look inwards and also have self-evaluation as far as the state government finances are concerned. People talk about non-appointment of commissioners. They ought to have had salaries and the likes. We want to see double of the efforts as far as infrastructure development is concerned. Because plenty of money are accumulating that we ought to have expended to people. The commissioner will have his pay and the others. We've not had for close to 1 year. Let the government be open enough to give us his balance sheet from time to time so that we will take his audit of local government serious. For now, in my opinion, it is premature. I cannot say anybody, nobody can say anybody is guilty yet. And the local government administration is the smaller one in the administration of the state. We want to also see self-evaluation on the part of the state government so that we'll take the local government matter seriously.
Are you not saying that this is a distraction of Baraye from what you said?
I said so now, in my opening now. That's what I said now. Said distraction that we might not get the local government election for the very just now. So you can ask another question. I already said answered you before.
Pure distraction.
Yes,
there's nothing in it.
Yes, you are trying to distract me too now.
There's nothing in it.
It's true now. We must not accept the truth.
The matter is that whether you call it distraction or not, we should first of all applaud the right step in the right direction.
We've done that too.
Yeah,
We've done that.
You cannot just say, oh, it's just distraction. Don't wish it away. Because the truth of the matter, a lot of revelation is going to be made, no doubt. Like you rightly said, it's still at the embryo. At this point, maybe this query would have been said, people have been made to answer.
Then we cannot start discussing about it. Are you getting that? I might go and indict a friend now, and at the end the friend will tell me, this money you are seeing here was used to pay backlog of salaries. And there's a check to show. Then the person will now say, I should come and tender apology for what I've said. So until it is well proven, there's no need discussing it. We must accept the truth. That's just the truth. If I tell you now that the 300 million the local government is owing, and the man comes here and show you that he collected the money from Zenith Bank and paid it to workers, and the workers say, yeah, we receive so and so money as of that month, then how would I feel after indicting that person to say,
this is the work of an auditor. This were their finding.
Listen, let me
and they say this cannot be wished away. This is what they found out.
What did they find out? What, did they say that money was stolen? Have the auditor said so?
Okay, listen.
The deficit.
They said the amount involved.
Let me come in here. There are 3 ways where council gets money: from federal allocation, from IGRO, and also from outsourcing. These are the 3 avenues made for chairman or council to generate resources. When you are alleged of this kind of bogus figure, it also dents your ability as an administrator to allow all this to happen under your watch. Whether you like it or not, the truth of the matter, you are the head of the council. Whether a civil servant fails to retire and expenses, let's assume I'm in the office, somebody say, oh, we need to go and create social road. We need, for example, we need 10 million. And I signed that check. It's also my responsibility to ensure that that is being documented for as the head of any organization. You cannot, I run a personal business. I give my driver money to go and get fuel for complete vehicle. I buy tires. I must ensure when you come back, you must write down that so date, so amount was given. You listen, I'm not indicting, so amount was given or not. It's an audit report, no doubt. But for us to have such bogus figure, that means you were just sitting on the chair, not doing anything. You should also follow up in any expenditure that you make. Because what they are saying is that this figure does not tally with this figure. That is why we are having this. That's why we are having this.
History don't lie. History don't lie. I'm sure that there was no local government, maybe 1 or 2 in Edo, that has not been in debt since even after Oshomole, before Oshomole. I remember a local government, the one we have now, that was owing close to 18 or 24 months salary. And even sometimes they will tell you, a friend of mine is an HOS in one of the local government, and they will tell you that he was paid 6,000 naira as salary. 6,000. I'm not asking you that after reducing the money that came to this local government at this month, his salary for him to get is 6,000. I'm not asking you. I get it now. 6,000.
6,000.
I'm not asking you. Yes, we are paying 10% of that. So already it's like somebody coming to manage a system that was already near comatose. We must be factored to ourselves. So I'm not trying to shy away so that we will not get ourselves even getting ourselves indicted. We should. This issue is not yet well because
also, I think
are you telling me the person
you'll be reinforcing failure? The truth of the matter,
it's not between both of you.
It might be reinforcing failure.
Yeah.
If you aspire to be a chairman of local government, you should not just wait on allocation from government or IGRO. You should have a business sense of how to take it like a business. You should have ideas to drive your council to make it more viable. That is what government should be all about. There are countries like UK, they depend fully on taxes. They don't have natural resources to sell all that. You must, let's not capitalize that. When the money comes, you receive 6,000. That is reinforcing failure. We should get people that are business.
You win. You win your local government chairman in Jesus' name.
Amen.
And you reinforce.
Yes.
I can tell you that.
All right.
You must handle it like
Barrister Robinson,
not like just an administrator.
from what it is saying, that we shouldn't just wish this away or say it's premature, that something is really up before they bring out the good about audit report. They went in there, they investigated, and these are the money, so to speak, involved. Do you think this
involved
is something?
in what? Money is involved in what?
In what they are probing.
They are still probing. In any case, he has openly said he's a politician. He wants to conduct contest elections. I wish him well. But here, we should talk apolitically. We are not discussing anything politics here, unless you are saying that the governor is taking politics out of this. Why should I applaud the governor for instituting a probe panel? It's purely administrative. We have the Auditor General for local government, we have Auditor General of the state. This is ordinarily what they should be doing, if you like, from time to time. Even on a daily basis, they get their salaries. They are not ad hoc staff. So if a governor is doing his work, we should be applauding him. If the Auditor General comes out with another report, we should applaud him. If I don't understand, this is the only country, and perhaps in this country, this is the worst of it amongst the states, where we eulogize governors and political officials that people will put there to serve us. We call them our beloved governors. We beg governors to come and do our road. We beg governors to pay us salary. Why should you beg them to do their jobs? I won't applaud anybody for doing his job. If he performs excellently well, yes. As far as I'm concerned, even this probe panel that a report that he has pushed to the press or out is premature. Why would I applaud him for? Okay, applaud the Auditor General for doing his job, or the governor for selectively bringing the local government into light. Why have we not had local government elections for how long? Perhaps my friend here would have been local government chairman now in the past how many months? Yes. So you now come and say, oh, those that did in 2020, what about 2021? We're already in September, for Christ's sake. We are not talking about having the local government fully in place, but we are talking about probing. Why are we just probing now, 2020 in September? As far as I'm concerned, it is premature. It is a way, diversionary, and is a way of hiding our failures.
Okay. All right. The next question, we'll return from this break, is this another method of screening proposed to speak candidates for the forthcoming local government election, if there'll be any? That'll be when we return after this break. Don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for staying tuned to this edition of This Morning on ITV. We are still talking about the audit report on local government. You can see my guests divergent in their views. Some are saying this is a mere distraction. Others are saying, look, you have to applaud the governor for even trying to find out how money was expended. We're talking about 3.4 billion naira approximately, according to the audit report 2020. And of course, all local governments were fingered. But the lowest is from Akoko Edo, the highest is from, is it Esa West or Esa East? Esa Northeast, yes, 1 point something billion. But still, according to the report, if anyone is caught personally, he or she do have the right to come defend his or herself of all this audit. But when audit is like, going on, is to probe accounts most of the time, and we have 125 queries, and it's like some are saying this will not even see the light of the day. Others are saying it just had to see the light of the day. Obarai, yeah, you talked about this coming out because someone doesn't want to conduct a local government election. Some may differ in that, your opinion. Could you please tell us the reason why you are targeting that particular school of thought?
The truth of that reason is, if I come here to tell you, I want people to follow up what I'm saying, to go to show that I'm very myopic. I left my bed before 6 o'clock today. Took Keke and Pep to Santana Market, then from there navigate myself to here after 7. I didn't wait for somebody to advise me to do it. So whatever I say here is also what will make me happy. If I leave here sitting down later at my usual point, I will be Billy and Co. I should be able to say, I will be relieved. It should be self-relief in me to say, what I said was good. I didn't say it for Wisin to laugh. I didn't say it for Power Basic to be happy. Neither for Thaddeus to give me a tap at the back. No. Who want to help you will help you, not to what you are saying. The truth is that naturally, constitutionally, 90 days after the last local government election, we are supposed to have a government in place in local government. Constitutionally. So since we don't have that in place, if everyone you have to start having is how much was spent. I've told you, before we dwell on this particular very well, I want to see if it was before now. Because even the days of Oshomole, some local governments were also tossed that the money they were found wanting financially. Some local government was tossed. Are we still throwing that part up to this point? That is one. Then secondly, are we also talking about the ones that have backlog? If this, my brother Thaddeus local government now, maybe before now, had a backlog of, let's say, 5 billion. And the man was now living, it's now about 1 point something billion, it's now the deficit. That man has tried. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. If the man met, let's say 3, we didn't know what the man met now. So if the man now said, I came here, it was about 4 point something billion. I paid this, I did it, I did that, and you see that losing 1 point something billion, you see the deficit. We can say, okay, okay, you tried. Next time, you would have done better. So, and also trying to now start singing praises for the local government auditor that collects his monthly salary for doing his job. I think the man should also pay me for talking about him. It's true. A man doing his job, this is his job, this is his job. How come this is the first time you are doing it if they are not be part of this process? That is the job of the man. He is there, he retires from there, and he collects pension from that office to audit local government. Just the way we also have a federal auditor, we have a state auditor. Tomorrow, if the state auditor also comes out to say, this is the money that has been marked for road here, this one that was not done, we'll start giving to say, this person tried well, he's supposed to. No, that is his job. But just that now they want to distract us from not remember anything. They say, okay, Oga, do your job. How can you tell the man to do his job? How come he wakes up in the morning to go to his office and come no report all these years? So we should expect it more, and the governor should please tell us when the local government election is coming, because that is the closest to the grassroots. That is where you have a councillor that you can stroll to this morning to ask. My brother, the 5-6 days ago, I was at here, and the wind that blew there, I've not seen it in ages. Zigs went off. Roofs went off. One of my say Kokoro, as at yesterday, the man was on ladder with some carpenter trying to fix it back. If there was a counselor in that ward, the man would start to say, my brother, come see you, I don't know. Then that one will report back to the local government chairman, who will return, come visit, and make it known. The same people also have a representative in House of Assembly. So nobody to cry to. And these are people that these are the people who come over to me to say, if you vote for me, I will do this. But when something now befalls them, who will they cry to? That man now cannot just leave and say he wants to go and meet Obaseki this morning. It's impossible, except he's a friend or a brother.
Okay.
But if he had a councillor that is in back of the street or close, if we strong to him this morning, maybe the wife will say, don't go church, I go wait till if he come.
Okay.
My honorable, see what they happen. No? From there you start it. So the man must know that if the people closer to the government is serious to the government, the entire top is lost. Buhari has killed us. I couldn't be better.
Hold on now. This way you watch your emotion. You gotta say Buhari has killed us. He didn't kill anyone. Please, let's be guarded. Watch your emotions. For that reason, just hold on.
The government, the federal government has made hunger worse off more than before.
I will come back to your barrier, please. Be guarded. Be guarded. Nobody killed you, please. Okay? You didn't kill anybody. I'll come back to you. All right? Those your own comment is not allowed on air. Thaddeus, he talked about target on the local government. Some are saying that with this right now on the ground, this may just, vanquish the opportunity of ex-local government boss may want to vie for this position. Are they the targets?
I don't think that's the target at all. We must learn to look at things objectively. When you have issues like this, let's look at the advantages, not always looking at it from the political angles. If the governor or if the people that you represented for the past 3 years doesn't want you back, is it the audit report that will determine that? The answer is no. So the truth of the matter, let them do their audit. And also, like what you said, that this might make the governor not to conduct local government. I don't also think that is true. The audit can be going on while election is also going on. The truth of the matter is that you just know where you stand. That is what it is. It has cleared the air. People now know the true state of each local government. So tomorrow nobody can now say, oh, after 3 years, there's another 1 billion. You will say it was since, because we now have a new beginning. We'll call this a new beginning. Their audit can be going on. Why electionary process can also kickstart. I don't see that as a way of trying to stop council election. We know our governor is law-abiding. He knows what it is to do the right thing. And I believe the process to conduct the local government election will be kick-started very soon.
All right, now talking about the local government election, because that seems to be the core of this particular issue. Is it going to affect it, or would this report disqualify some persons?
Ordinarily, it should not affect the local government elections. But I'll be surprised if our governor, by his new stance, will not say that until this audit report is over, I put on hold local government elections. As to whether it's a plot to disqualify some people, I do not see how Governor Obaseki, that I know, will allow people who are indicted, who have not cleared themselves from this audit report to contest elections.
So that means it's a check.
So it is either of two things. If he wants to go ahead to conduct local government elections like my friend here believes he would, I'm cocksure that those who are indicted here, who have not cleared themselves, will not be qualified to contest. But then, if he now decides to say, okay, let this issue of audit report be over before the election, it will also mean that it was all from the beginning employed to extend or push forward local government elections. Don't forget that it is an open secret that governors prefer on or take part of local government allocations, especially in the southern part of the country and the northeast. You remember that Nasarawa State was indicted. You remember that all the councillors in Borno State revolted against their governor. That cannot happen here, because here we precinct our governors. You also know that in Ondo State, some local government chairmen went to court against the governor. So what I'm saying here is that the local government election is due. It is even overdue. Let the governor put in place machinery for the conduct of local government election. It shouldn't be as and how he wants. I said earlier, though, that local government administration is appendage of the state government, and state government have overriding authority over them. They even go ahead to carry out the functions that even the constitution provides for the local government to do. In Edo State, in Ondo State, in many states in the country. Be that as it may, I'm worried that one, we don't have commissioners, two, we don't have constituted local government administration. We are bothering about auditing the local government just now. And the audit, my friend here mentioned, maybe outside the camera, that it started since March. Why is it taking a lifetime? And we have not even gone midway. Nobody has been invited. And we are, the press is inundated with reports. You know, let the governor know that the people of Edo State are intelligent, know what they are doing, and that there is an extent to which you can push us.
All right. Thank you.
You should do what is right.
Thank you, gentlemen. Our time is up. I've gotten the signal that we should call it a wrap on the show, and it's due. So 30 seconds each, summarize your point. Obara, 30 seconds on this particular probe issue.
Yeah, I think we said it all. I would like you, we are going to follow it up. If I also say way forward on it, I'll tell you.
All right.
We need to see when the probe, from which date we'll start. Then, who are we also probing? Is it the executive arm or the civil servant angle? If by the time we know those to call to say, come and answer the book. Then say, I think lastly, the governor should not shy away. He should try to win himself back to the people.
Okay,
I follow him on Facebook, and the reactions there are extremely bad. This was as at 2 years ago when you read it.
Your time is up.
So you should get back. Local government is not what to joke with.
Thank you.
By the time it starts, friendship will come back.
Thank you, Obara, for your opinion. That's your last line in this discussion. Thaddeus, please, 30 seconds.
Okay, please, I really want to quickly go back to what my
word.
said.
Going back again.
We talked about a lot of government, they touch local government resources. As at the last meeting that the governor had with Eastern Central leaders, he said if we want him to print the money that comes to each local government, that he can print it, and he has not touched a cover from it. And if any chairman is of another opinion, the chairman should come out and say it, that he has not touched any of their money, and that's why he's doing the audit. If he has touched, he won't have the guts to do that.
All right.
But we pray that the local government election is done very soon, so that at least governance can go back to the grassroots.
All right. Thank you.
Because that's where most youth can benefit, because the people that will fill up those spaces are youth that will become councillors, mostly youth that will become chairmen.
Thank you.
That's how to empower the youth.
Thank you so much, Barrister Robinson.
Let us not deceive ourselves. It is not possible that any governor in the southern part of Nigeria will say, I do not touch local government money. If you want me to, who we want him to?
No, he said
excuse me, who we want him to? Let him show his innocence. Let him show how transparent he is. But again, let us know that when a probe on the local government, on local administration is put in place, it cannot affect the civil servants and not the executive, or the executive and not the civil servants. They work hand in hand.
Thank
it
you.
will affect everybody. Let the governor show that he's transparent as far as local government funds are concerned, and let him show that by putting in place local government executive administration.
Okay. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation. Thank you so much for your opinions. All your opinions are yours. It has nothing to do with ITV. They did their best possible to follow rules and regulations governing the airwaves. Yes, it's all about good governance. It's all about Edo State today. Yeah, beloved governor, the people, they love you. But some are saying they are losing trust. They are not really happy with what is going on. So win back their trust. Remember how you started? We were like, all for you. You and no other person. when they start having divergent views, it's somehow.
That's why he's doing it alone.
It's somehow. Win back their trust. They still love you. They still have hope in you. They still know that you are always going to do the right thing at the right time for the right reason. Win them back. And you can do that. We know you can do that. And that's it on today's edition of This Morning on ITV. Have a wonderful Sunday. Bye for now.